Well, it's finally time for the video I've been wanting to do. Really big corner hunt. We have 4 boxes right here. And let's go ahead, times that by 10. So we have 40 boxes of pennies in total. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. So they are all bank wrapped except these. There might be 3 boxes in here that are not. I think, and these are bank wrapped. This one, these are hand wrapped. So 1 box is hand wrapped. 2 boxes is a mix of hand wrapped and bank wrapped, and then these are a mix as well. And this one is also a mix. So there are 3 boxes, no, 4 boxes that have hand rolls in them, and that was because some banks, had maybe $15 in hand rolls, and another bank had 17. So I just took them all and filled them into boxes because some banks only sold me some that were bank wrapped, but not a whole box worth. So these 20 right here came from one bank. There was an order from one bank, and they gave me all these. They're all the same Loomis brand. All but one. This box came from another bank. They gave me this one. That one came from the boxes, the collection of 20 from the bank. And I haven't seen this style from that bank before, but I have a lot of them from other banks. So we'll see with that one. There are, I think, 3 or 4 different companies here. We have Loomis, whatever this brand is. This one's open. Take a look. I think it's just unbranded. Yeah, they're just unbranded rolls. And I was really hoping that some bank had some boxes of those ones with the holes in the bottom, but no one had those. So I think we only have 3 different kinds. Yeah, this is the other one. Haven't seen this before, so I don't know what this is. You can open it up. It's not sealed, and there's nothing written on the rolls. So that's what we're dealing with. So I think I'm gonna start out by just opening all the boxes, checking the ends, and seeing if we have any enders, and I'm gonna leave those enders, I think, to their boxes. I don't know if I should take all the enders out, do them all at the end, and we're gonna get into these because this is gonna take a while. This is 40 boxes, and each box takes a while to do. So I'm gonna mix up the orders. I'm not gonna do them how they're laid out. I'm probably just gonna do one of these, then one of these, and switch it up. So I'm not doing all the ones from one bank and all these from other banks. So just to mix it up and have a little bit of diversity, so I'm not doing all the same boxes. So we're gonna go ahead and start opening them. I'll open up this one live right now, and this will be a box. Yeah, all 20 of these, except 2 of them, so 18 of them, were glued the wrong way. So only 2 say pennies on the top. I don't know why they did that, but that's how it happened. And first box, I do not see any enders. So I also see that it's missing a roll. So we're not off to a good start, I guess. A 49 roll box. That's kind of weird. So we're gonna go ahead and start on our second roll then. Another reminder about this video, I'm not gonna be showing every single find per box, because that'd just be way too long of a video. So we're gonna maybe show the best finds. If something crazy pops up, I might show that, but I think I'm gonna leave it all to the end. So I'm just gonna get all these searched, and then everything that I find, that'll be at the end after I get it all sorted out and all that. So that'll just take some time to do. So still have the second roll sitting out, and now we can get into it. Well, after many days of searching, we've finally completed all 40 boxes of pennies. And I gotta say, it is a lot of work to do that. And the towel can show for it. All the sides have been dirtied up. A lot of hand washing had to be done. These are not clean coins. These are very dirty coins. And we're not even done yet. Well, we're done with the boxes. We're just not done sorting them out. So now comes the long process of putting them all by date, mint mark, and year. So we have to get into that, and there are a lot of coins to do that with. So not going to tell how many of wheat pennies we've found in all the boxes, but I'm going to say it is a lot. So this is going to take a while for me to put all these into their respective date groups and everything else. So even the Canadians, that's going to be a long process too, because you still find a lot of Canadians in circulation in the US. So I'm stop talking about this, and I'm going to get right into sorting these by date. So I'll see you when that's done. After days of searching, hours of sorting, and a lot of other time spent driving, cashing these pennies back in, picking them up in the first place, we are done with $1,000 in pennies. That is 40 boxes of bankrolled pennies. A couple of those, maybe 2 boxes, were hand rolls, but the rest were all bankrolled. Loomis and some other no-named brands that were mixed in there. It was a great hunt. I had a lot of fun doing it. Found a lot of great stuff. You're about to see that in a second. But I probably would do this again. Quite fun to do. I think it was quite rewarding. So let's just get into what we found. So there's our overview of everything we found. And let's go ahead and start off up at the top with our Canadians. We had 216 Canadians total. We had 3 King Georges, a 41, a 42, and a 45. And there's a funny story about the 42. I was bringing some coin back to the bank because I can't bring $1,000 of the pennies back to the bank at once, or they'd never sell to me again. So I was bringing a small amount to the bank, and one of the rolls must have fell into the box when I was pulling them out and filling the box back up with coin, because when the teller poured the coin into the coin machine, a roll fell out. And of course, I asked if I could open it up and see if there was anything in there before she just poured it into the machine. And there was the 1942 was inside that roll. So saved that from going back into circulation. And then we move on to our young heads. We had 34 of them. Oldest is 1953, all the way up to 1964. And this gem was in one of the rows. This was one of the end boxes. I think it was box number 36. A 1963 young head. Really nice condition. Great coin. And then for the 1965 to 2008, we had 179 of those. And to tell which one was a 2008, I ran a magnet over, and this one stuck to the magnet. So that was pretty interesting. Not the only coin that I'd find that would stick to a magnet. When we get into our foreigns, right here, We have a 1982 Barbados, which is a really cool coin, has a cool design on the back. 2 Commonwealth of Bahamas, a 2006 and a 1990. And here's the other coins that were magnetic. 2 euros, 2 cent euros. And the years are 1999 and 2009. Those stuck to the magnets. Pretty happy to see that those were inside of a box, because that gives me hope that steel cents can be found, since that means they got past the magnets. So that means steel cents could also get past the magnets. And I think these were both enders. I know one was, and I was pretty sure the other one was, because they both pretty interesting, because I saw that one on the end, and this one looked like when I poured the roll out. I didn't check the other end, but I did see that one on top, so made me think that it could have also been an ender. And this one, this is our last foreign, Urraca, and that's from Panama, Un Centésimo de Balboa, 2017. So I like finding these, found them in the past, recently found one, and they're really cool. I think they're a cool design. We had 19 oddities, and they range from, this, which is just a piece of plastic with some steel around it. Really weird how that got through. Same shape and thickness of a penny, but weird. We had ones like this one. Nice, someone carved the edges. We have this one. Someone tried to raise Lincoln. They got ones with slash marks, sanded. I think this one's gonna actually be my favorite right here. Someone sort of sanded all the edges down on a 1970 something Denver, and it was really cool. Nice sharp edge. I actually used this one to open a couple boxes that were taped shut, because it has a nice sharp edge on it, so it's pretty cool. And we had 2 stamps, a 1973 Denver and a 1972 Denver, both with Kennedy on it. And then for the dimes, we had 7 dimes. And I know you'd probably think that these would come out of hand rolls, but none of them came out of hand rolls. They all came out of bank-rolled boxes. And that actually makes up, 5 of them make up for that missing roll in the first box, which was the only box to have a missing roll. So we got our 50 cents back and a little bit more there. So that was pretty cool. None of them are silver. That would have been a little extra bonus if we ended up finding a silver dime in a penny box. So let's get into our uncirculated. We had 30, and there's a strange story with most of these. You can see that we start off with 1960 plains. We get into 1960 Denvers. Then we're into 1961 Denvers. 1963. 1963 Denvers, 64, 64 Denver, and that's all of them. Most of them came out of the same box. It was an early box. I think it was right around box 9, but they were just popping out left and right. All these 1960s and 61s and 64s all coming out of the same box. So someone must have dumped their collection, or maybe they had some rolls of uncirculated 60s that they just dumped back into circulation. So found that pretty interesting. Glad to save them. Really nice on both sides. I'm going to put most of them into flips. I like this one. This one's sort of the odd one out. It's got a sort of a gold orangish tone going on. So that one's kind of cool. We had 10 1960 Denver small dates, which were pretty cool. A lot of them, a lot of nice. Most of them are in pretty nice condition. We had 2 1969 S's. I found a couple more, but they were in a worse condition, so I threw them back. But these 2 were a little bit nicer, so I saved them. I checked for doubling, didn't really see anything, so kind of cool to save those. We had this 1993 Denver that has sort of a faint doubling going on. Taking a look at it, there's another 3 behind that 3, and with the 9, so a little interesting on that. We had a proof, a 1977 S, and this actually came out of the second roll of the first box. So that was the first thing out of all 40 boxes that I found, was that proof. We had 7 off centers. We'll go through the dates. A 72 Denver, a 68S, a 73 Denver, a 79, an 82, and a 72 Denver. And here's where it gets a little weird. We had some errors, some quite substantial errors. We'll go into them. We have this 1962 Denver, and you can see that chunk of metal just peeling off right there. And you can see the cracks running all through Lincoln. So lamination error is what I'm thinking, because that's just peeling up. You can see that, and you can see it peeling up right there. Nothing on the back. So really, really interesting coin. Like to see those. I found those before. And here's another one, a 1973 Denver, and you can see this large chip running right through Lincoln, and then right in his collar, there is another piece coming up. So another same as that 62. And then this one is the weirdest of the bunch. And it is also quite similar. Let's see if I can show. You can see that there is a slight crack running right above the date. So another lamination error. But this one's a lot weirder. As you can see, there's sort of a line going around the coin that kind of cuts off. A little bit beat in the back, so someone must have dropped it and stepped on it or something, but it got all scratched up. This coin is just super strange. When I was moving them around in the roll, when I saw this one, it sounded like a Canadian, which threw me off. And I'll see if I can show that sound. We'll drop it onto one of these. You can hear that compared to it doesn't sound like copper. So what I'm thinking is that this coin is hollow, or is missing a good amount of metal from that lamination or whatever error is going on. Here, we'll do another test on the table so we can hear it. We'll drop the 73 first, just to hear. You can hear that. And then the 61. I actually don't think that did that much justice for that. Couldn't really tell the difference on wood. Let's, I'll try it on some stone. You can hear the sound of metal on stone a lot better. So take our 73 Denver and then our 61. You can hear the ting of the copper, and then this one, it just sounds small. It sounds very light. So I'm gonna have to get that one checked out, figure out what that actually is. But it was cool. So I thought I'd save it, and I took a closer look at it, and I saw that crack running across it. So that'll wrap up all of our oddities and other finds. And then we get into our wheat pennies, which was a great hunt. Not gonna tell the total, it's right here. We'll see that at the end. And let's start off with our oldest. We had one 1913, a 1914, a 1916, a 1917, two 1917 Denvers in the same condition. Both look like they came out of the ground. Three 1918s, a 1918 S, a 1919, 1919 Denver, 1919 S, 5 1920s, a 1920S, a 1921, a 1923, 3 1924s, two 1925s, a 1925S, 3 1926s, 3 1927s, two 1928s, 3 1929s, a 1930, a 1930S, 7 1934s, two 1935s, 3 1936s, two 1936 Denvers, 4 1937s, a 1937 Denver, 1937 San Francisco, a 1938, 1938 Denver, 7 1939s. Then we get into our 40s. We had 7 1940 Plains, a 1940 Denver, 4 1940 San Franciscos, 1941s, two 1941 Denvers, a 1941S, 13 1942s, 4 1942 Denvers, 1 1942S, 29 1944 Plains, and the top one, I'm not actually sure that this is a 1944 plane. Pretty sure it's a 1944, but I'm not going to be able to tell if that has a mint mark or not, since someone decided to drill a hole in it and make it into a necklace or something. So that was an interesting find. That was, I think, box 37. So pretty cool find. 15 1944 Denvers, 3 1944 San Franciscos, 21 1945 Plains, 9 1945 Denvers, 2 1945 San Franciscos, 24 1946 Plains, 24 1946 Denvers, 3 1946 San Franciscos, 7 1947 Plains, 3 1947 Plains, 7 1947 Denvers, 5 1947 San Franciscos, 5 1948 Plains, 4 1948 Denvers, 1948S, 6 1949s, 5 1949 Denvers, 2 1949 San Franciscos, 7 1950 Plains, 13 1950 Denvers, 2 1950 San Franciscos, 6 1951 Plains, 18 1951 Denvers, and 1 1951 San Francisco. So for our 40s, we had every single mint mark for every year, except the only one we didn't find were 1943s. Didn't find any of those steel cents, but 1940 to 1949, we had every single mint for the year, P, D, and S. Same with the 50s and the 51s. And for the 52s, we had also 52s, also 53s, and the 54s. So we stopped at the 55s. We had 3 1952 Plains, 29 1952 Denvers, 3 1952 San Franciscos, 6 1953 Plains, 27 1953 Denvers, 4 1953 San Franciscos, 13 1954 Plain, 13 1954 Denver. We didn't find any 1954 Plains, so that was interesting. 13 1954 Denvers, 2 1954 San Franciscos, 9 1955 Plains, 20 1955 Denvers, 7 1956 Plains, and then we get into our ones that you just can't quite stack because there's so many of them. 46 1956 Denvers, 3 1957 Plains, 44 1957 Denvers, 3 1958 Plains, 20 and 27 1958 Denvers. So actually, this one right here is actually plain. So that makes 4 1958 Plains and 26 1958 Denvers. So a really good amount of wheats. Really good hunt. I think the most wheats that we got out of a box was box number 14, which had 36 wheat pennies in it. That was a great box number 14, and you'll see why in a couple seconds, or a couple minutes. So there are all our regular circulated wheats, and let's get into our little errors and our other wheats. So we had 2 filled errors. We have this they're both 1957 Denvers. This one has a filled 9 and a filled B, as you can see right there. And this one just has a filled 9. So, cool, two 1957 errors. And then there's this one, which we couldn't get a date off of. It's an Early's 191, so it could be 1911, 1910 to 1919, but I'm going to think it's probably going to be in 1913 or a little bit earlier. So, cool to find that. Maybe one day I'll be able to take a close look at it and see if I can get a date. And then that just leaves us with our uncirculated wheats. We had 9 of them. Well, not uncirculated, but very close to, and very nice condition. We had a 1944 plain, just really beautiful coin. A 1944 Denver, 1945, 1946 Denver, 1950 Denver, 1951 Denver, 1956 Denver, 1956 Denver, and 1957 Denver. So it was a great hunt, and you're probably wondering what that roll is. That was one of the hand rolls that I got, and it just reminded me of one of those old rolls that people used to store wheat pennies in. But when I opened it, it was just a bunch of regular circulated coins. So I was really hoping to maybe be a full roll of wheats. It wasn't, but there are some stuff underneath it. You're about to see the clips of what actually is underneath this and what I found. So enjoy the next clip. If you can see right there, it looks like we have an Indian. That'll be the first out of our 40 box hunt. We are on box number 14. So almost halfway through, but there's an Indian. This clip will go, oh my God, this clip will go at the end of the video after I'm done with all the boxes. It's not gonna go in the middle of the video. It's gonna go at the end. So this will be sort of a surprise clip. I think I'm gonna do it that way. But look at that, oh my God. Look at the condition on it. It's got a little ding right there, but really nice. This is nicer than some of the wheats that I've found. What's the date on it? 1907, wow. Look at the condition on that. Oh my God. I think I've found a 1907 before, but wow, this is such a nice 1907. Nice Indian. Look at the Liberty. Oh my God. Can't believe this is such a nice Indian head penny. Oh my God. So put that one to the side. Not going to show. We'll check to see if there's any others in there. But can't show any of the other finds. You're just going to see that one because you'll see everything else in the wrap up. But that's just crazy. So if anything else like that pops up, then that'll be shown. But yeah, for the wheats and all that, I think you've already seen those by now. But for the other stuff, let's keep going. Well, it looks like it happened again, and it's the same box. The same box as the first one. There is another Indian head right here. Let's see what the year is. 1891. Oh my God. Wow. It's crazy. This one, pull out our other one. A little bit more worn than the 1907, but wow. That's a 120-year-old, 129. Wow, that is amazing. So we have 2 Indian heads out of the same box. So there's 2. That's the first time I did this, when I searched through 20 boxes, I only found 1. So we got our second one. So I'm content with 2 Indians out of 40 boxes, but more would definitely be great. But 2 is a great start. And there's a wheat, but this clip's gonna go at the end, so that one will just go into our wheat stack. But no other Indians in here. So this box is weird. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Well, here they are. Let's take a look at them. Here are our 2 Indian heads that we found in our 40 box hunt, and they both came out of the same box. Box number 14. We had an 1891 Really nice. And this beautiful 1907. Just a great coin. So really happy to get our 2 Indian heads out of 40 boxes. When I searched 20 boxes, I only found 1. So this kind of makes sense. 1 Indian per 20, but they came out of the same box. So not complaining. We got 2, and they're really nice. A really nice old one. I'm pretty sure I have a 1907. That's a really nice date. So really happy to get Indian heads. I had one right at the end of last year. So these will be the first of the year. So it was a great hunt. And our total wheats was 594. And that brings our total, our average for 40 boxes to right around 15 wheats per box. And it was pretty accurate. The most out of a box was box number 14, which had, I think it was 34. And the least, it was a tie. I think a couple boxes had 7. I think 7 was the least. There might have been a box that only had 6. I'll have to check a notes because I did take a tally of each box, how many wheats it had. So 594. Not sure, I forgot how many I found in 20 boxes, but I think the average was only around 10. So we did a lot better than I thought we'd do. This is just a lot of wheats, and you can clearly see that. So really happy to do this hunt. It was a lot of fun, and you're probably a little bit interested in this roll. And that's because there is still one more find that I have not yet shown. And it's inside this roll. I hid it inside this roll just for this end part of the video. So you're about to see the clip of what I found. Well, I've only dreamed of this. Haven't seen it done before, but I have seen people find them in coin stars or metal detecting. Haven't seen it found corner hunting. This will definitely top everything that I've ever found based on what I'm looking at right now. But this is crazy. This is gonna be the clip at the end of the video. This will be the big surprise. I don't think anything's gonna top this. I don't know if you know what that is, but I think I know what that is. And you can see how many wheats are in this box. I already see 3 of them, but this is the same box that has had the 2 Indians in it. This is box number 14. And let's just take this out. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure this is a flying eagle. Yeah, that is not an Indian back. That is not an Indian back. Let's take a look at it. Oh my God. 1857. This is the second year of the flying eagle scent. I don't even want to touch it. 1857. This is 1856. This is the first year of the flying eagle scent and the first year of the small scent. So this is only the second year that this coin could have gotten into circulation. Well, gotten into a roll of pennies. It's the same size, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Just a lot thicker. I think they're copper nickel. Wow. Not sure if this has been in circulation for a while or someone cashed it in, but there's a fresh scratch on it, so it's been in some pockets or maybe just got scratched by this roll, but that is amazing. I can't believe I finally found one. I saw someone find one at a coin star one time, and I know that people find a metal detecting, but corner hunting, that's just another story. This is absolutely amazing. A little bit worn up at the top. I'll have to take a good look at it for errors, but it's really, really amazing to find one. Wow, it's got some good detail still. On the back, definitely. That is just crazy. I can't believe that. And 2 Indians have also come out of this box. So that's making me think that someone definitely dumped some collection, because there are a lot more than just a couple wheats coming out of this box. There are a lot of wheats coming out of box number 14. But we still got a couple more rolls left of this box. I can't believe that. That is definitely getting it put into a flip right away, or at least after the video, or after the wrap up, because I can't believe that. That's got to top my all-time finds of corner hunting. That's definitely the oldest, definitely the coolest, I'd have to say. So if I find anything else, because we still have 26 more boxes to go, you'll see that clip at the end. So stay tuned. And here it is. Can't believe it, but we found a flying eagle scent coin roll hunting. And this came out of, you guessed it, box number 14 that had all those wheats, the 2 Indians. And this is just out of this world. I can't believe I shocked finding this 1857 flying eagle. It's still crazy to just think about this coin. Even though I found it a couple days ago, it still just makes you shake when you hold it, because this is just really crazy to find. And it's so pretty. It's got such good detail left on it for being circulated in circulation. 1 cent, the nice little stalks going around it. Just a crazy coin, and the eagle has just so much character left and detail left. You can see the eye, the wings look good. Just, I can't believe this. This has got to go up at the top of my best finds ever. I think it tops it. 1857, barely got that date left, but that is just the craziest thing I think I've ever found. So that will actually wrap this up. There's nothing left. So that is all of our finds from $1,000 in pennies. Great hunt. I would recommend it. I don't think your banks would, but it was fun. So really enjoyed doing this. And if you want to ask about anything in the comments, go ahead. I'll respond. And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.